Over the last 2 years, the LEGO Harry Potter line gave us the Hogwarts Moments foldable book sets. We got 6 altogether, 1 for each of the 4 houses, and then 2 last year in the form of the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom and the Divination classroom. This year, the formula is being changed up a bit. 2023 is giving us these unfolding banners. Today, we're going to be taking a look at all 4 of these sets, which are releasing on March 1st. Are they a worthy successor to the Hogwarts Moments sets? Let's take a closer look. All of these were sent to me early by the LEGO group to review, but like I said, you can pick yours up starting March 1st from LEGO.com or retailers. In fact, at this point, I've heard of more than a few instances where these banners in particular have shown up on store shelves here in the US already. Much like that first wave of Hogwarts Moment sets, there are 4 sets being released here all at once, 1 for each of the 4 houses, of course. Each one is retailing for $34.99 and includes 3 minifigures, though the part count for each varies quite dramatically. For instance, Gryffindor is going to be the smallest in terms of part count with 285 pieces, followed then by Ravenclaw at 305, Hufflepuff at 313, and then Slytherin takes a pretty dramatic climb to 349. These obviously make for fun display pieces, but if you're anything like me, you're mostly interested in those figures, so let's take a look at those first. The Gryffindor House banner set technically gives us 3 exclusive minifigures. That Harry might look incredibly familiar, like the one that came with the first Room of Requirements set a few years ago, but they've changed up a few colors and lines on that torso print to make it ever so slightly different. Likewise, you've seen all the parts here used on Neville before, but I think they're just configured in a way that hasn't appeared in an official set before. We've never gotten a Neville with this costume with the long legs. Otherwise, not too much crazy going on there. The highlight figure is going to be Angelina Johnson, our Quidditch star, who's never been featured in a LEGO set before. Appropriately here, she's wearing her Quidditch sweater, and you'll actually see a Quidditch sweater for each house included in each of these sets, which is really, really awesome. It's always fun to get a brand new character in a set like this. We'll jump to Slytherin next. Of course, this set features Draco Malfoy, and this is a new and exclusive figure. The face print is new for 2023 and also appears in the Room of Requirements set. Another figure you'll recognize from the Room of Requirements set is Blaise Zabini. He's the one donning the Quidditch sweater this time around. He does not have an alternate face, of course, just because his hairpiece doesn't cover the back of his head, which I do appreciate them not doing. That is the new medium brown color for his skin tone, which is great to see more of. Having it here in person, though, I must say I am very surprised at how similar it is to brown. It's a very subtle difference, and that leads me to believe we might not be seeing much of any other bricks in that color, just because it would be confusing while building. But we'll see. It would be a great color to have regular bricks in too. And another great figure to get here is Pansy Parkinson. She is definitely exclusive to this set, and it's another long overdue figure. For Hufflepuff, we have a few familiar faces, starting with Cedric Diggory, who has the Quidditch sweater, which is done in the bright light orange. Looks really great. He's joined by Susan Bones and Hannah Abbott. I believe Susan Bones has a torso print I am not familiar with the Hufflepuff tie. It looks really great. Hannah Abbott is another exclusive figure. We've seen all these characters before in different costumes, but they're ones we definitely don't have 100 of, like Harry. So their inclusion here is welcome. And lastly, we have Ravenclaw. Of course, we have to have Luna in this set, who is wearing regular Ravenclaw robes. We get a new version of Cho Chang. She's wearing the Quidditch sweater this time around. And finally, they're making use of a lighter skin tone, which is a long overdue change for her character. It's the new one introduced with the Mandalorian theme last year. And then we get the most obscure figure across the board here, which is Michael Corner. And I have to do some research to see if I can find him showing up in the films, because I am very much unfamiliar with this character. But I love niche characters, so I'm glad to see him here. Much like the Hogwarts Moments sets, all of these follow a very similar format. They all can be folded up to create banners. And what I really appreciate about this compared to, say, the Hogwarts Moments books is that they can be hung on the wall. As much as I grew to love the books, I never knew what to do with them. You could put them on a bookshelf, yes, but they do take up a lot of space. I definitely intend to actually hang these on the wall because they're not going to take up a lot of space and they're going to look pretty good. It's a very nice display piece like this. I was pleasantly surprised to find that all of the house crests are actually printed. I thought these would be giant stickers, Each set does have a brand new 2x2 tile, which is really cool. It's featured in a number of colors and quantities throughout this sub-theme here. But the biggest and most noteworthy new piece would be these 3D images that serve as the backing to the rooms. Each set comes with a unique one, and as you can see here, it will fill in all those windows with some images. And as you move it around, different things happen. Honestly, I'm quite fond of this. It's a fun little gimmick, and I will take this over stickers any day. It brings back that element of magic I so often refer to that the older sets have that sometimes the newer sets lack. This is a step in the right direction, I think, for bringing something really unique and special to the Harry Potter line that, to me at least, feels quite magical. It's held in place simply by 4 nozzle pieces. I do wish it would lock down in place, as there's nothing stopping it from falling out if you hold it upside down, or oftentimes I find myself grabbing it by the backing and it just slips up. I could spend a long time going over each and every Easter egg included in all of these sets, but I'll just highlight a few. One really fun callback throughout all of these is the inclusion of stickers that portray the Hogwarts Moments sets. Each of the sets has a little nod to the ones that came before. I love little Easter eggs like that. All of the banners feature additional accessories which can be packed into the walls and such, just like the Hogwarts Moments sets, so that everything, pretty much except the minifigures, can be gathered into one place when you hang these on the wall. Each classroom too does a good job of having a unique style. The clear winners for me in that department though are Hufflepuff and Slytherin, which really just look distinct from the other two. These are a little bit on the generic side, but I do think these two are actually really something special. They're definitely a little flat when compared to the books, which popped out a little bit more, took up a bit more space. But I think the displayability factor of these, the fact that you can hang them on the wall, is really nice. They've added enough new stuff here to make it feel interesting and exciting again, and I really, really like that. The addition of these 3D backing things, it's a fun gimmick. The minifigure selection is pretty great. You get something new in every situation. I mean, technically all the figures are exclusive. It's kind of like the books in that way, that you get some really subtle print changes and some other really small changes, like just leg swaps. But some figures are really exciting and worth getting. Unfortunately, collecting each and every one of these sets is going to set you back $140, which is insane. I never felt the Hogwarts Moments sets were worth $30. The good news is that the Hogwarts Moments sets were all discounted directly on Lego.com, and then even further discounted on retailers and Amazon and such. So if you're willing to wait a few months, half a year, you'll be able to find these a good 20-25% off, I imagine. All in all, I think this is a worthy successor to the Hogwarts Moments sets. I really like the displayability option of these. And like I said, I do intend to hang these on the wall for a little while. It's always good to see something, a little different from the Harry Potter line. Much like Star Wars, any big, licensed theme, it's prone to repetition. And so I'm glad that they're still coming up with new and creative ideas, and I very much respect that. How do you think these compare to the Hogwarts Moments sets? I'm very curious to hear your opinion. But that's all I've got for this time. You have yourself a great life, and I'll see you later.